Hello everyone, welcome to my spiritual sanctuary. My name is Sandra. Welcome in everyone. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Come on in and relax, sit down. It's Feng Shui Friday today, and I'm going to be talking about a really interesting topic. We're going to be talking about 2022, the year of the water tiger that's coming up. So if you are new to the channel, I just want to say welcome. So glad that you stopped in, and I would encourage you to subscribe and hit the like button and hit the bell on the side if you want to be notified instantly of future videos that come out. Otherwise you may miss them, okay? We'll be talking more about the upcoming new year that begins on February 1st, 2022. Although we are already starting to feel the energy shifts and changes that are about to happen. Usually in November, we start to feel the energy for the new year ahead. Remember, energy is fluid, it's not linear. So it doesn't just start and stop. You know, February 1st, right then and there, we start to feel the energy. No, it starts to deliberately trickle in, and we start to feel a different flow about things. So I'm going to be talking more about the year of the water tiger. So please, if you're new, join me by subscribing so you'll be on my mailing list. And then I do have a newsletter that goes out every Friday. So that link below to get on my mailing list is there as well. Okay. If you're joining me for a repeat customer, then as a repeat subscriber, I just want you to know that I really do appreciate your support, and the channel does appreciate your support, so that we can keep these feng shui topics coming and the readings and everything holistic and happy in this world that we're in right now. I think everybody needs that. So thanks for being such a wonderful support system. And I do really love you guys and appreciate you so much. So thank you, thank you. So as you can see, I have my Halloween tree that I'm creating in the background. It's getting there. I have some lights and a hat, and I'm going to be adding more things to it until the day Halloween arrives. So stay tuned next week for more. If you have any suggestions for my Halloween tree, please go ahead and put them in the comment section below, okay? I'm always willing to listen to suggestions. So let's get started. And first off, what we need to do is talk about the full moon that we have coming up on Wednesday. So that's the 20th. And that full moon is going to be starting, well, it's already start to forming. We're probably already starting to feel the energy for that full moon. And it's always about, the full moon is always about release. And don't forget to clear all your crystals during that time. If you can, lay them out on your patio. So underneath the moonlight is the best suggestion that I can give you to clear your crystals. And do an energy clearing at that time as well. A cord cutting is always recommended at that time to clear all the energy away that is no longer serving you, right? The full moon is an excellent time for releasing. And now that we are exiting Mercury retrograde, which is on the 18th, that is coming up in just a few days, so 3 days. So, things are going to start to get moving again. We have a lot of planets that are going direct, and Mercury going direct is the last planet that will allow things to really start to move forward, so we don't have to worry about the retrograde in Mercury anymore. And then with the full moon, we can do all our releasing as we are moving into the new month, okay? So those are just a couple of things we have coming up right now, speaking of now. And then when we are talking about the water tiger year. We are in the year of the metal ox right now, okay? So we're moving from a metal ox in 2021 to a yang water tiger. So what does that mean? It means that we're moving from metal and earth to a water wood element. So it's very different energies, very, very different energies. Where we have been this year is all about foundation building. You know, we're all restabilizing from 2020. We are building new foundations. We're kind of deciding what we want to keep in our lives, what we want to release in our lives. So there's this stabilizing factor that we have with the earth energy. And so what we're going to be doing is slowly and deliberately, what we're going to be doing is deciding what we want to keep and what needs to go. Taking the new energy and building from it. Building from maybe a foundation that was not so solid to now we want to, by the end of 2021, we're looking at things we're going to keep as we're moving into the following year. Because what's going to happen when we move into the year of the water tiger is things are going to happen fast. Not like they've been happening this year and in 2020 where things have been slow and deliberate, right? Slow recovery. Even though the real estate market has really been active, that is typical for an earth year to have a very active real estate market. However, we're moving into water and wood, so that's going to change. It's more of when you think about a tiger, right? A tiger just sits and watches, but then when he takes it all in, takes all the energy in, but then when he is ready to move, it happens very fast. It can be like an explosion, or it can be like, he jumps into action. And that's kind of the way the year is going to go for the year of the water tiger. It's that those long, deliberate, stable energy of the earth energy that we have been in is going to be quicker, very more, impulsive, right? Very much more dynamic. Impulsive, explosive, big changes, revolts. The last time, every 12 years, we go into another animal sign. We go into the same animal sign. Okay, so 12 years ago, we were in the 2010, we were in the tiger year. So if you would like to know, without getting your astrology chart done, which I would highly recommend, but if you would like to know how this tiger year may affect you in a very general manner, then look back to 2010 and see those things that happened in your life. And if there was any big changes that happened very quickly, like a move, okay? Or like, for instance, some kind of a shakeup of some sort in your foundation. Something like that. We have 2010 was the last year of the tiger. 1998, you want to look back at that year. 1986, 1974, 1962, 1950, 1938, and 1926, and I can go back further than that, but people who are watching me probably will be falling in this group here. So what we noticed in those years were there was a lot of changes quick, okay? Changing quickly. Restlessness is the tiger, okay? Outbursts are expected. When a tiger gets up to prance, it's like an outburst. It happens very quickly. There's no accident that the animal names are what they are. They were derived from an energy, okay? So when they named tiger as an energy influence or a yearly influence, it's because of the energy of the tiger. So it could be big changes, lots of growth. The water element and the wood element are the productive cycle. So water, when you put water on wood, it makes it grow. So a lot of growth in a lot of different areas of life, and the growth will be very quickly. So if you have wanted to make changes, this is a perfect time in the year of the tiger to do that, because you'll make that quick change and you'll be supported by the energy of the universe. If you want to start a business, you want to change a job, you want to move. And the thing is, it may happen very quickly. So don't be surprised if things happen really in a way that maybe, you're a planner, okay? Maybe you're a planner. Maybe you have a lot of earth in your chart and you like to do things, very planned out and very thought out. Well, don't be surprised if things come in and they just shake it up and things start to happen, because that's the type of energy that the water tiger brings in. Now, it is the energy of rebellion. It is the energy of revolt. So, there is social situations that may become tense, and it could be, I don't want to say warlike, but we could, possibly be looking at some type of a warlike situation, because that's what the tiger energy brings in. If you look back at those years, 86, we had Chernobyl and the that whole incident. In 2010, we had a hurricane that was very devastating, and some other events around the world. So we do have history with these tiger elements that may be worth looking into. We also have a theme of the hero coming up for the water tiger year. So doing something very extraordinary. So nothing will be done on a small scale in the year of the tiger. Leaping and then looking, right? So like I said, the tiger is restless. So the tiger only sits and watches for so long before it leaps, right? Before it leaps and goes after its target or its food or whatever it wants. And it doesn't ask for permission. So this energy is quick like that, okay? So just to notice that may be something that you might want to consider and be aware of before we start to move into that year. If you're going to be planning for something next year, then planning and leaping in a much bigger way is suggested, okay? And the most impulsive in the beginning of the year, and then later in the year, it's going to be more sedative, okay? So just to remember that the energy will change. So for any activity, like things that you want to put into place, of course, the springtime, the February 1st, we're still in winter at that time. But the month after winter is the spring, and that is the wood element. So we're going to have more wood, okay? So that will be a very active time as well as we're moving into the spring months, okay? And then one of the other things about the tiger is generally territorial. Right? They have a territorial nature where they prance around a certain area and they call it theirs. So that is representative of maybe relationships next year. Relationships are going to become more fragile with the water element there, and relationships can easily be shaken up and ended with the quick energy if they don't have a solid foundation, okay? So if, let's say, your relationship has been on shaky ground and it's, you don't know what's going to happen because things aren't really working out and you're considering a divorce, let's say, just know that during the year of the water tiger, it may happen. So those relationships that are not built on solid foundations will be shaken up a bit, let's just say. And even partnerships in business, let's say you're going to have to, people are going to become more territorial with their information and with their business partnerships. So there could be a little more competition during this time. Now, as kings and queens and emperors and empress, we don't compete, okay? We don't believe in competition. There is no competition. But there are people out in our world that believe in competition, okay? So we just have to be aware of it, that's all, right? We have to be aware of who we are surrounding ourselves with. And before we step into any business partnerships next year, we have to make sure that they are on a solid foundation before we decide to partner up with anybody. That's in a business, that's in marriage, that's for a job, for anything, even buying a home or buying a piece of real estate. So be careful, okay, that you're not acting too quickly. So we are going to look at some of the, let's just say some of the personalities of the Chinese zodiac sign are going to do better than others next year, okay? As always, right? I always do the yearly zodiac report. So when we look at people on an individual basis, the tiger is in a direct clash with the monkey. So what does that mean? It means that if you have monkey, if you're born in the year of the monkey or you have monkey in your chart, then there may be a propensity for you to have a very challenging year, okay? Because the tiger and the monkey are not friends, so the energy is not friendly. Now, depending on what other aspects you have in your chart, of course, that can most likely be overshadowed or toned down, depending on what other aspects you have. So it would be important to get a reading, right? If you were born in the year of the monkey, then I would suggest getting a reading because you don't know. If you are having trouble with your career or a relationship or with your children, then you may have monkey in those other palaces, okay? If you have monkey in your 10-year luck cycle, then you may go through a period this year of, problems, even if you don't have monkey in your sun sign, even if you weren't born in the year of the monkey. If you're in that energy phase of the 10-year luck cycle, then monkey could be an influence over you the entire year, okay? So to get a reading, it would really help if you even suspect that you may have monkey in your chart. And, definitely I can do a reading for you to determine if that is the case. So if you would like a private reading, you can email me at myspiritualsanctuaryinfo@gmail.com, and then I'll get you scheduled in my calendar, okay? So there are there's four animal signs that are pretty lucky coming up this year that have some of the luck stars, right? So there's different elements of the animal signs that are more luckier than others. When we see the stars, like the flying stars, hit a person's space, and affect the space. Well, a person's birth chart also has stars that affect their energy. And, you know, it's up to you whether you want to ride the higher end of the energy or the lower end of the energy. But overall, the 4 animal signs that are going to have more fortune next year than the other ones are rabbit, snake, rooster, and pig. Those are the favored animal signs. So if you are a rabbit, snake, rooster, or pig, or you have that anywhere in your chart, then you're going to have an easier time because you have lucky stars in your chart. Okay, the energy is going to be a little bit easier for you as you're moving forward in the year, okay? So we can get more specific about that, but generally, just speaking, those are the 4 signs that are going to have a little bit of an easier time coming up this year, okay? Now, when we look at what is going on in the financial markets next year, I've done some research on this, and with the energy of the water tiger, there could be quick fluctuations, okay? Quick fluctuations in the US dollar or the euro or wherever you reside in your dollar frequency. So there are certain techniques that you use when you're in a market that fluctuates quickly up and down. And I would suggest that if you are in trading or investments that you look into those, because the market is going to be a lot different than it has been, okay? Also, we need to be careful of explosions, asteroid showers, and again, revolts and social unrest situations, again, with this energy of the tiger. So I think as a collective, if there's anything that we can do to help create peace in the world, then that's what we need to do. We need to start planning for that, okay? Because the energy for the tiger is very explosive, fast, and pounces very quickly like a tiger, okay? One of the things that I think are going to become even more pronounced is solar energy next year is going to become more commonly used everywhere because of this propensity for the quick ups and downs of electricity and energy as far as our resources go. So solar energy, I think, is going to become even more popular around the world in places that it can be utilized. So that was another thing that I had looked at as far as maybe even investing in some type of a solar situation. And of course, working with global warming, that's not going to stop, okay? We might as well utilize that resource of global warming and become solar powered in how we're moving into, you know, the next century, right? So there are flying star energies that are changing, and I think I'll go over those next week. Just briefly, we have the Southeast has the 4-star next year. The South has the 9-star next year. The Southwest has the 2-star of illness. The West has the 7-star of robbery. The center has the 5-star of misfortune. So the 5-star is moving from the Southeast to the center. And, you know, there are things that can happen as a result of that. Although the period 8 that we're in gives us an 8-5 combination in that area, which doesn't make it so bad, but I will talk more about that in another video. In the east, we have the 3-star. In the northeast, we have the 8-star. That's the best star, the wealth star. In the north, we have the 1-star of heavenly blessings. And also the 6-star in the northwest, which is also about wealth and prosperity. So everything's shifting and changing, right? And so that's just a brief description of the stars and how they're going to be shifting. And I will be getting into more of that as we move into the year. If you'd like to get a consultation, a Feng Shui consultation to get ready for the year of the tiger, then I would definitely set up an appointment with me, and we'll get you in my schedule, because if you listened to my video last week, I have some big projects coming up after the mid-November, and I won't be doing one-on-ones anymore. So if you want a Feng Shui consultation, then I would suggest contacting me right now, okay? So go ahead and email me at myspiritualsanctuaryinfo@gmail.com. We have some favorable colors for next year. We have the color of blue, green, yellow, and orange are the are the lucky colors. Mercury's still in retrograde, right? My words are not coming out correctly. So those are the lucky colors for the year of the water tiger. Now, if you have water in your chart, you're going to love the year coming up, okay? And the water element doubled would be more intuition. You'll have more abundance, more people coming in to help you in your life. Really great things. If you have wood in your chart, if you're a tiger or a wood element like rabbit, you will be nurtured. You will be more nurtured next year. You'll have people that nurture you and resources that are coming in to help you. And it'll be really helpful for you next year. If you have fire, now the wood influence really helps, okay? Because the wood influence, the wood feeds the fire, but the water puts the fire out. So there will be a delicate balance if you have a fire element in your chart. On one hand, there's a lot of resources coming for you. Income could increase, okay, for sure. And on the other hand, you're going to have to take some time for rest. So balance is going to be very important for the fire elements next year. If you are an earth element, you had your year this year, and what will happen is that the year of the tiger, you may find that you'll be blocked on different things. It won't be so easily achievable to move forward fast, okay, with the earth element, because when we put, the earth together with the wood, wood overtakes earth, okay? So take care of your health, very important, and make sure that you have clear thinking. So work with your mind, body, and spirit during this time next year, okay? Metal element with the water and wood, it's metal chops wood, right? So it may be a little bit of a harder year because that metal has to chop that wood, and sometimes it's not so easy, right? So the earth signs and the metal signs are going to have it a little harder than the rest of the elements. And then of course with water corrodes the metal, so health is very important for a metal element person as well, okay? However, Metal creates water, so you may find a lot of more opportunities as a metal element, okay? It's just that you have to watch out what opportunities you accept. That's the main thing, okay? And don't get overburdened with responsibilities. A nice balance is important, okay? So we're already at 30 minutes. I think I'm just going to keep it there. I'm just going to pull a few healing cards for you guys. Let's see what the angels want to say. Oh, they want to say a lot. Okay. Okay, so our first card out is Maya. Schooling, study, and education helps your life's purpose and personal growth at this time. The angels will guide you and help you with this process. Beautiful. So if you've been thinking about studying or going to school or taking on some type of an education, to help your life's purpose, now would be a good time to do that. Archangel Uriel talks about your emotions during this time. Your emotions are healing, which enables you to open to greater love. I will help you release anger and unforgiveness from your heart and mind. Yeah, especially at this full moon that we're going into on the 20th, right? The emotions tend to be higher during this time. Mystique says, keep charging ahead and don't take no for an answer. Expect miraculous solutions to appear. Keep charging ahead. Don't give up. Keep going. And expect miraculous solutions to appear. All right, my friends, thank you for joining me for Feng Shui Friday today. I do appreciate it. And again, if I can help you with anything, you know where to find me. So until we meet again next week, I want to wish everybody love, light, and blessings for another week forward, okay? Namaste.